within the framework of the special initiative Decent Work for a Just Transition. I mentioned earlier it's happening tomorrow. It will mark the official launch of the Business Services Outsourcing Association of Ghana and the GBS Action Plan for Ghana. So to help us discuss this conversation, this issue, Ms. Eunice Japan is the component leader, special initiative, Decent Work for a Just Transition at GIZ Ghana is here. Mr. David Go, who is a board member of the Business Outsourcing Services Association of Ghana, BOSAC, and CEO of InGen. And Mr. Matthew Dakwa, who's a board member of BOSAC as well, and the Director of Operations at Amalitech. And my good friends are in the studio. Hello. Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon, Lexis.
Good afternoon,
And I
Lexis.
hope you're well.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're good.
Happy to have you here to talk about a very important event that's happening in a little over 24 hours or less, right?
Right, less than
yeah,
24
and I know
hours.
you have been working hard to put it together. So let's start off with giving us an overview of the GBS sector.
Yeah, Alexis, you know, we all use some services like Google, Facebook, and the rest. But there are people that work behind the scene to make these things happen. And the companies that give this type of jobs, we call them global business services because they are global in nature. They also look for human resource across the globe. And there are some known places where they run these services. And Ghana is also trying to position itself as one of those destinations.
Okay.
Some of the services are call center services. So you see people working in call centers, coding, artificial intelligence, data science, all this stuff, IT support, they are all global services, yeah.
So Matthew, how can Ghana position itself as a leading GBS nation in Africa? Are we even in a position to do that?
Absolutely. I think, first of all, let's start with what Ghana has offered, politically stable. That's just number one. So all the international companies can turn up here and start to run business. The second thing is our industry needs three main things or two main things. One of it is infrastructure and the second one is talent.
Okay.
Infrastructure, we're in a good position. Real estate is here. We have internet. We have good power. And the talent is also ready. The university has a really good education system. Our Ghana University has a really good education system. And from that education system, organizations like all these organizations that are in this BOSAC can train to bring the candidates to a level there. So to answer your question, yes, we have a really good position as to the infrastructure, the talent, and then the political stability to be able to do it.
Well, good stuff. I know that since it was the first gathering was in, I think, 2022, I hear, there's been a gradual momentum built to grow the capacity of business operation, business process outsourcing, and IT outsourcing as well. But let's talk about the kind of support that GIZ, the German government through GIZ, has provided for the growth of this sector. Eunice.
All right, so as many people would know, so GIZ has a very wide portfolio in various sectors based on agreements between the government of Ghana and then the German government. But with respect to the GBS sector, the GIZ implemented program called the Special Initiative Decent Work for a Just Transition has actually implemented a number of initiatives. Now, the focus of the program is actually to create decent jobs, and knowing the potential of this sector, it's one that we find it necessary to actually go in. A little teaser about tomorrow, you'd get to hear that the sector is able to employ over 11,000 people every month. And so this is one where we've done a number of initiatives. One, we've looked at the initiatives from two areas. One is on the skill set, where we've actually partnered with a number of companies like Amalitech and others to be able to, as it were, bridge the industry academia gap and train or skilled a lot of young graduates. And we've done over 1,500 of these young graduates, and hundreds of them have been placed by some of these companies. Aside that, there's been a number of workshops and stakeholder engagements, which, as you rightly mentioned, we started as far back as 2022. And through that has actually given birth to two key results, which would be outdoored tomorrow. mainly the launch of the association as well as the action plan. Yeah.
This is great. I'm looking forward to it already. Tell us about it. It's happening tomorrow, the GBS Partnership Forum.
Yes, it's happening tomorrow at the Labadi Beach Hotel. We are inviting stakeholders from both private and public sector. GIPC is one of our main partners, and we also have other organizations that are supporting us. We're also inviting companies that are in this space. This space employs a lot of people. It's also a big industry. It's a 1.3 billion industry, and we can tap into this. We can tap into this if we are able to bring together players, the industry. We put our issues across the government. Government's able to support us with some of the issues that we have in the industry. We'll be able to employ more people. As Eunice mentioned, 11,000 people can be employed every month. Other countries have been able to do this. South Africa now has over 350,000 people in the industry. Egypt as well, and we can also do it.
Okay, good stuff. You want to add something, Eunice?
Yes, so for tomorrow, it's an occasion for different stakeholders to come together, one, to network, share knowledge, but at the same time to create that awareness about the sector. And it's not just about, he's mentioned some of the partners, we are also involving other development agencies and development partners who are actually coming on board. And once everybody gets to know what the sector is able to offer, then we are able to strongly push it. So it's one where industry related people are all invited. So tomorrow we can be able to together unveil it.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to ask who is invited, but like you said, all industry-related people are invited,
Yes.
and organizations who want to sign up to the association as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, absolutely.
It's open now, isn't
It's
it?
open, yeah. I mean, you can come,
Yeah.
you fill the expression of interest form. It's a short form, and we'll follow up.
Yeah, and for you at Amalitech, you've been working closely, and you're a part of the association as well. Why should anybody be a part of it if you'd had to tell them?
Yeah, I think the most important part is when Amalitech started, it started as one company with various companies in there trying to do this. Now, having a bigger voice and getting it right is absolutely important. You don't want just the likes of one company from Amalitech doing it. You want multiple companies. So this is to, first of all, to create the awareness that Ghana is ready for this business. And then secondly, to bring together all these organizations that work in the space to try and have a bigger voice, to try and do bigger things, to try and educate more people. And the most important part of all of this is to create jobs, and not just create jobs, but create decent jobs.
Right.
And that's the most important part that we're trying to do here.
That's a good one. I'm grateful that you came by to share this. If there's anything you want to add finally before we wrap up?
Yeah, there are other big players already here. We have Concentrics, we have Teleperformance, but we can also increase our capacity. Our organization, Engine, is also in the same space. We hire people in the tech space, and we believe that our young people in Ghana are interested in some of these decent jobs.
Okay.
And if we are able to put ourselves together and get more from our stakeholders, we'll be able to create an environment where we'll hire more people.
All right. Eunice, you want to add something?
Yes, so what I'll just add is that there's enough evidence to show that this is a great sector to actually drive employment and create one. And so if all industry players are coming together, I believe that we are able to actually achieve this and then be able to create the decent jobs that we are all looking for. For us at the special initiative, as Matthew mentioned, the point is with the decency of the jobs, and that's what we stand for. Decency in terms of income, decency in terms of working conditions. And if you check with this industry, this is where you are able to actually get it. So we would expect all to come on board so that we are able to achieve this.
All right. So it's happening tomorrow at Labadi Beach Hotel.
At Labadi Beach Hotel from
What time?
10 o'clock.
From 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yes.
All right. If you're listening in, you need to be there and be a part of this amazing new initiative. I'm grateful.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Miss Eunice Japan is component leader, special initiative, decent work for a just transition at GIZ Ghana. And Mr. David Go is a board member of the Business Outsourcing Services Association of Ghana, BOSAG, and CEO of Engine. And Mr. Matthew Dakar is a board member of BOSAG and the Director of Operations at Amali Tech as well. Stay tuned in to Joy 99.7 FM. I'm Lexis Bill. We'll find out what's happening in sports very shortly.
Joy 99.7 FM.